All right, so this is on, and let's see here. So a few whatevers ago, we had this nice thick cardboard paper at the gym. They kind of passive aggressively leave it everywhere, and it says basically it's a bunch of rules, that people don't seem to be following. So they just leave these little note cards everywhere to people for people to follow. But before we get into that specifically, I copied everything so it's easier to see, because this would be hard to zoom in on. But anyways, so we just copied it OCR, OCR scanning or AI. It's called AI now because everything's AI. Whatever. So I made some stylistic changes, but it's basically the text. But before we get to what's on this piece of paper, a few weeks or months later, and this is probably in January or December or whenever, they also put right before the entry to the Whirlpool steam room sauna area, they put a nice poster right as you enter this sort of stuff. So they renovated the place. Of course, the lights, the LED lights, they're terrible. We're going to do videos on that all the time. Oh, there's lots of content. But basically, it's not an improvement. It's newer. But just like last time, they don't really clean the floors, so it kind of smells. It's like, ugh, can you people do anything right? And the answer is no. However, the one thing that they are doing right is keep noise to a minimum. Now that's really good. It's not even no excessive. No, I love that. The state parks have a sign, no excessive music. Excessive, what does that mean? But it's basically keep it to a minimum. So we've talked about Wally before and people like that who there's this guy who used to just come in with his speakers like this, except they were the nice Bose speakers. So just playing it as loudly by the Whirlpool area, just like blasting it, you know. Comes in with his Coors Light, with his beer. I swear to God, it's like, do you believe this is your bathroom, sir? Do you think this is your private master bathrooms that you're just pouring yourself a cold one at 9 p.m. and blasting, Bluetooth speakers? It's like, are you fucking kidding me? But anyway, so thanks to that, they do say keep noise to a minimum. Now, that has not kept people, and it's not very many, but it's always one person out of 20 or 100 that ruins it. People take their smartphones in, right? And beep, 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 beep. It's bad enough the light emanates from it. Oh, I forgot. I have because of the shitty TV in the sauna, I have to wear those, we've seen those orange glasses. I don't have to wear sunglasses ever. I've never had to wear sunglasses, except in the sauna, because they have a shitty TV, they have shitty LED lights, they try to hide it. It's like, just use a low wattage incandescent. Use a 10 watt incandescent. Use a red 10 watt incandescent. It's just, don't overthink this. In the old steam room, well, in the new steam room too, but in the old steam room, this is when I knew problematic things were happening. This was maybe 2020, 2021 with COVID. Is they went from a nice mellow yellow waterproof light in the steam room to a just blinding white light. It's like, what is this? And then I worked up the courage to put like a towel over it. And then from then on, I noticed everybody's always putting towels there on it. Same thing with the new one. They didn't really fix it. The glass door to the steam room, it's supposed to be opaque. So, they must have bought like an opaque glass. No, they put a shitty filter on it. But because it's like for some Stix peel-on filter or peel-on filter thing. But because it's a steam room, after a week or two, it started melting away or started peeling back. And it's like, everything is just so shit. They spent months doing it last year. Anyways. So we're on rule 1, Swimwear required in whirlpool, optional in steam room sauna, if no suit, sit on top. So yeah, I mean, that's fine. Have I seen people naked in the whirlpool? I don't think I've ever seen a naked person in a whirlpool. So people do behave themselves about that. So I'm not even sure why that's a rule. Shower before, nobody does that. Like, nobody does that, ridiculous. Do not use oils, lotions before enter. I think that's more for women. I don't think men would put on lotions before going into the whirlpool. Shaving, grooming, and exercising strictly prohibited. Now, this was an issue before. There used to be some big guy in the whirlpool, and he would use it as his personal, like, workout session. Where, like, just imagine jumping up and down, like, as fast and as violently as you can, in the whirlpool. And it's like, sir, there's the indoor pool, there's a smaller indoor pool, there's an adult lap pool, there is the other adult lap pool that connects with the rest of the pool. It's like there's 5 pools in this place, but you have to use the whirlpool, the smallest technical pool in the whole facility, and you're using it. It was like out of a skit show. It's basically people are in a hot tub and this guy's just bouncing up and down like a fucking. It's like, are you kidding me? You're exercising in the whirlpool. And it's not like, if you're the only one in there, it's like, okay. No, he would just like jump in there, even if people are in there, and just start bouncing up and down. It's like, sir, there is a pool out there. Just do this bouncy stuff in the pool. Anyways, no clothes or shoes allowed. Now, nobody follows this one either. You have these gym bros who just like go in. They're already disgusting and sweaty, never mind no showering. And then they just go into the sauna. And it's like, ugh. Like, first of all, how could somebody live with themselves, So you're already sweaty. You're going in the sauna. Like, what are you expecting here? You're going to get more sweaty, and then you're going home. It's like, you're a filthy animal. Please stop it. No eating, drinking. Oh, this is my favorite. So now this poster was placed before, like, the area for this. There's 2 common whirlpools on top of the male and female ones in the bathroom. No, of course, there's an 18 and only whirlpool area as well outside. That's a common, but 18 plus. Of course, all the kids are let in there. They were eating the other day. Just ridiculous. They're actually remodeling that now, but it's just like nobody follows any basic rules. It's obnoxious, So yeah, water in a closed. Yeah, that's good. So anyways, we are going to the rules that were being passed out here. Let's look at that. To ensure a safe and comfortable visit, please review these safety and etiquette guidelines. We appreciate respectful behavior. Proper attire. Proper attire that is appropriate for a family club. So I presume it's not my, bikinis that are the problem. It's for women. I think it's women being kind of slutty or whatever, in the gym. Very revealing attire. Maybe even messages on shirts. I don't know, some meatheads can be that way too. They have some passive-aggressive messaging on their shirts. That might be inappropriate attire as well. Shirts and shoes must be worn at all times except in the pool areas and locker rooms. So this is an issue. See, I actually violated this rule. Not that anyone cares, of course. This is why I got my pull-up bar here that we set up a few months ago. Is I would actually do a few pull-ups in the gym or the outside area. And it's like, I didn't even know those were shoes. I don't know. So weights don't what's a tennis shoe going to do, right? Unless you have a steel toe boot or something, right? But whatever, you're supposed to not be wearing flip-flops in the gym. Who knew? If participating in a group exercise, perform barefoot. Okay, so even if you're going to a barefoot thing, you still have to wear shoes. Sorry. See, to me, that's like whatever. I don't know. That to me is just still like whatever. Right. Now, I do wear flip-flop sandals to the pool. If they call me out on that, I'm just going to scream. Like, yeah, when you people fix the shitty lights over here, because it's just awful lights. We've discussed this before. It's just blinding lights at night. There's an outside gym area that's also terrible. It has the most just penetrating, awful LED lights, but we already knew about that. Bathing suits are appropriate only in the pool areas and locker rooms and must be worn in the whirlpools. We've already covered that. So yeah, you can't be in the cafe in a bathing suit. You can't walk through it. Okay. Bathing suits must be conservative and appropriate for a family club. Again, I think it's just women wearing their slutty, barely seeable thongs or see-through thongs or whatever. Street clothes and shoes are not allowed in the saunas or steam rooms. Well, they say that, and I see it every day. It's again, it's one of those things where why is this even a rule? Like, do people actually like getting even more sweaty? Apparently it's not a big deal, but I think people should be just hosed down before and after, you know. So no open-toed shoes, sandals, Crocs, or flip-flops are allowed in the fitness center or on the courts. Cleats are not permitted anywhere in the club. So I think walking to the pool's fine from the registration desk or whatever. I don't think they're going to yell about that. They better not. Okay, so I've mentioned before that people are rude about cell phone usage, but it was in the original rules. And again, they just have to reiterate it because I assume these are the problems that people are not following, or the rules people are not following. Anyway, cell phones. Cells are restricted to the club lobby, cafe, parking lot, and pool areas. Yeah, well, people take phone calls. I've heard phone calls in the showers. It's just like, blah, 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 blah. It's like, okay, can you please not scream into your phone? And that's the other problem with phones is people like scream into the phones. It's like, first of all, because if you record yourself and you talk kind of quietly, it will record it just fine. But people have this desire just to scream into it. And that's a huge problem because everybody else can hear that. And it's extremely obnoxious. People in the whirlpool sometimes do it. Now, that's a pool area, but do I want someone 2 feet away from me taking a phone call? Some people play like a movie on the whirlpool. It's like, what trashy behavior is this? It's just so trashy. They just set up their movie and everyone else gets to listen to it too. It's obnoxious. It's like earbuds. And even then, the earbuds are bad in the sauna because sometimes you can hear it bleeding through. There is every once in a while a person playing something on their speakerphone in the sauna, 100 square feet at most, and it's like, yep, that's where you need to play the speakerphone out loud. I've called people out on it before. It's just like ridiculous, So be considerate of those around you and do not use speakerphone. Headphones are required while listening to any cell phone content. Okay, so this is obvious. It's written down before. It's written down here. And yet people still do it. And it's just, I don't like the passive aggression of these rules, And it shouldn't be up to me to enforce them because I've seen plenty of staff walk by and not call people out. Before COVID, people were called out all the time. And now it's just like, well, whatever. Everything's so sloppy now. Use of cell phones for photography and videography is strictly prohibited in the locker rooms, whirlpool lounges, sauna, steam rooms. Yeah, okay. So you're not taking nude shots of people. Yeah, I mean that's reasonable. Obviously, you can take pictures outside on the pool deck. I've done that before. Not if there's like anybody in the way, except I guess the admiring fans on my swim. They were in the way. It's their fault, and it's legal too. So. Do not text or view content while sitting on the Yeah, that's obnoxious, where people just pretend it's like, I'm just going to sit here on a bicycle now, and then people are waiting. It's like, nope, don't get to do that. It's not a seat. See reverse. So this was on the other side of the card, Locker rooms. The family locker room is for parents and okay. So there's a men's and women's, but there's also like the family room. That's fine. We ended up using that when they were renovating the men's as well. Individuals must be 13 or older to use the men's or women's locker room, and 18. So the locker rooms are like here, and within the locker room is this extra whirlpool lounge with the steam room and steam room, because you have a steam room and a sauna. Different things. The problem, of course, is there's nobody checking whether you're 18. You have all these little kids that wander there. It's babysitting day. And, I don't even care, if the kids are behaving themselves, but it's those high school teens who wouldn't be even 18, I think, and they're just loud. So it's like, get the fuck out of here. But then again, so are some adults, so it's like, ugh, the lack of standards is awful. Let's see here. So. And then it's like, am I going to be the narc who's going to be enforcing? Well, actually, here's a little note card. Ugh. It's so obnoxious when rules are just not enforced this way. We forgot an enter here, but here we are. Outside food, no outside food and beverages may be brought into the club. Now, I used to buy some sandwiches many, many years ago. I did bring it in. Nobody said anything, but like, really? I can't like bring a sandwich in here and eat it by the pool. Yeah. And it's also weird because everybody brings snacks by the pool. Like literally everybody. And that's why everyone's fat. You look at all these snacks, it's just all this carb, fat-laden stuff, calorie-dense foods. Everyone's fat. Maybe some people might bring some fruit, but technically, no outside food or beverages may be brought into the club. Just water. Water in closed, non-breakable containers is allowed. So it's like, I can't bring in some fruit? Really? I can't bring in... Everybody does anyways, so I don't know, maybe it's you can't host like a pizza party that you're not paying for or something. I've seen pizzas brought in as well, so, and it's not like the selection they have is that great, so. But that is a strange thing because they emphasize it, and I don't think it's ever been enforced. And again, in the summers or even when it's warmer now, I see some people out there with kids, and it's this snack, that snack. No one's right told not to. Club used by children. Okay, I mean that's not children are not allowed in the fitness center. Adult supervision. Okay, well that's not really relevant. While in the family pool area, supervising adults must be within an arm's reach of non-swimmers and must maintain direct sight of proficient swimmers at all times. So that's the end. Now that's interesting because I remember a few summers ago, this is one of the reasons I started going at night. Then they ruined it by having shitty LED lights everywhere. The reason in the summers I don't want to go during the day is I had enough sunbathing in my own yard here, except left bozo number 3 loves to have barking dogs taking giant steamy dumps out there, so I don't know what I'm going to do about that. But I used to be able to sunbathe here because it was too loud, and one of the problems was you had inattentive parents whose small children, like 3 years old, you just like jumping in the lap lanes and like swim across like 5 people. It's like, and Mommy Dearest is just Candy Crush, Candy Crush, Candy Crush. It's what the hell is this? It's just so obnoxious. And I remember it was one woman. She was actually kind of like, pretty young mother, but just so inattentive. And what happened, it was the same kid, but it wasn't just the only kid, right? It's like there doesn't seem to be an understanding that, hey, this is like playing in traffic, and then some people like me have paddles on, big equipment, it's like, pow, it's like, are you, yeah, no, totally oblivious, doesn't matter. And, the good thing is often there aren't lifeguards to busybody you and everything, which is good when people can behave themselves. The problem is, of course, that, Mommy Dearest just, plays Candy Crush and the kid just, I think it was the kid with little water wings or something on them or those, it's like that kid's jumping on top of the lap lanes multiple times. Good Lord. And then, of course, you go at night when there's less people, and then you're blinded by the LED lights. So, again, it's like, okay, let's follow these rules. Can you people not put up shitty lights everywhere? Because the outside lights, they all got replaced. They added extra lights that are terrible. The extra outdoor gym has these terrible lights that are blinding. I think I've shown pictures before. You know what? Let me dig through those right now. Let me see here. I think I can... figure these out because I'm only recording my video. Yeah, I'm not recording the desktop here. Videos, Woodlands lights. I mean, we've seen these before. I think we've seen them before, but let's see a few more. Let me see here. Let me go to the pool. Pool lights. Perfect. Oh, perfect. Yes. All right, let me dump these in here. Courtesy dump. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the pool at night. As you can see, you can see the big glare. Can we zoom in on these? No. Well, it's just a big glare. You can see that. But behind the big glare is the usual glare. And you can't see it because the glare is so terrible. You can see the parking lot on the center left. The parking lot lights are terrible. The glare bomb is terrible. Let's see here. Let's move this up. This is the outdoor gym. Although they move this around, this is it. This is just, you can see at the top, you can see in the middle, right? And it's like, it'd be a nice little area, but it just looks like a prison yard. It's nauseating. Now, they moved this area, but the lights are just as bad. It's nauseating everywhere. I don't have a picture. The only other picture is what we've seen here. Let me see here. Right, so where my head is right now, let's quickly move it. That thing. It's actually two lights. There's an extra light on top of it. The other light is still pretty horrible, and it's this super white color as opposed to a nice mellow color. This is why I have to wear those goofy Elton John glasses, because the lights are so terrible everywhere. In the parking lot, in the sauna, outside, but the township is bad. I'll do a couple more videos on that because there's a lot of people outraged about this now. There's actually a guy who's like, I'm going to run for the township board to get rid of these lights. It's like, hey, you know, maybe I want to do that too, because what do I have to lose from that? We've done a whole election video on this before, that you had these people running, and they're like, oh, this place is great. I want to replace the guy on the board, and but he didn't. None of those people distinguished themselves. There were 4 positions. 1 person was unopposed. 3 were opposed. Okay, but none of them said, here's what's wrong, and here's what we should fix. You know, it was just, oh, everything's great. So then why do you want to be in office? You didn't name a single thing that was bad. LED lights, leaf blowers, no. So that guy said he wants to run for it. There was I saw a disabled veteran on Reddit, on the subreddit for the leaf blowerlands. I saw him complaining that it's taking a toll on his mental health because they have a very similar light to that right outside his window. And if they replace this, because there's one here, it's terrible here too. You know, it's going to be all over the bedroom, all over the living room here. The window we see back here, that's going to be awful. I mean, it's like no one cares. You know, the township says, oh, it's the energy company. It's the utility company. The utility company's like, no, it's they pay for it. So it's just the most basic things they don't do. They just pick up a paycheck. They don't give a shit, you know. Unfortunately, even the private gym is this way too, that let's have these ass-blinding lights. And this doesn't really do justice. Like, it's not so horrible. It's more like if you've seen something like this, you know it, but the photo just doesn't quite capture the nausea-inducing glare, you know? And it would be such a nice, mellow place at night. You know, you don't have lifeguards, no one's out there. Sometimes I'm the only person. And let's ruin it and make it look like a prison yard at night. So anyways, it's only 23 minutes here, so that's good. I think that's basically all I have to say. I've wanted to do this rules segment before. I hope I didn't do this. Like, I don't have a great memory anymore, I think. Have I ever done this? Let me look this up real quick before I... All right, let me see. I'm looking at it, but you can't see it, and that's fine. So what would I have titled this? Rules? Because I'm going to type this new rules in the gym, okay. Well, it's technically old rules, but gym refund. We did that a year ago. Gym noise. Town guy. Okay. Okay, well, that's fine. I like everything here. This is good. So I guess that's it. We'll figure this out. And yeah, that's it for now.